Worn out from giving your most absolute minimal effort pretending to train to be a Jedi? Then it's time to unwind with delicious tasting Paw Bugs coffee. It's got that perfect blend, whether you're half-assing it lightsaber training or using the Force to grab another cup. Dear God, even their training involves drinking coffee. Who are they going to fight, Lord Starbuck? Enjoy the great taste of Paw Bugs coffee. Now available at Smith's, Costco, and other fine stores. If this is the best you can do, maybe the Empire should take over. Things would be a lot better.
Because of certain indiscreet remarks by Don Imus and Howard Stern, WNBC Radio apologizes to the following: the National Organization for Women, the New York chapter of AHSOKA, Governor Cuomo, the New York Jets, the United States Congress, both houses, Nassau Community College, the Gay Men's Choir, Sons of Italy, Rabbi Arthur Selkowitz, my wife,
66 WNBC. If we weren't so bad, we wouldn't be so good.
Queen Elizabeth, Mayor Koch.
Please evaluate the show on its merits.
You are a meathead.
Please give it a chance. And so...
A meathead, dead from the neck up. Meathead.
No sexy.
No sexy.
No sexy.
Norval, what are you doing here?
Black Shaggy need a minute to prepare for this. I got to know what I'm getting into. So do you like the back door or not? Black Shaggy don't want to read this in the newspaper, you dig? Inquiring minds want to know.
We have a student newspaper?
Bitch is dumb.
Hey! Who just threw a rock through my window?
Geo from the Crystal Mines. You should know that because your dumb bitch ass was born there.
The Crystal Mines? That old tourist attraction that's now a seagull toilet full of condoms?
Bitch is crass. That's right. Yo, check it out. Everybody's smoking that original Black Shaggy OG strain. They're getting nice and high. You know that, right? Black Shaggy gonna make some killer bank on this.
All our classmates are idiots or sheep, so let's assume they're high.
Fuck you, bitch. Of course they're high. You're high too. That's why you're in the garbage can looking for french fries. Dumb bitch.
Now, have you seen Daphne?
Oh, you finally come around to talk about that three-way. Black Shaggy like where this is going.
It took a while, but we're finally through the worst of it.
Every time you around, the po-po roll up on Black Shaggy. Dumb bitch.
Norville, guess what Daphne gave me?
Black Shaggy, no. Your fat, dumb bitch ass star without him.
We kissed, but it's not a big deal.
Your fat, dumb bitch ass was supposed to wait until Black Shaggy got there. Black Shaggy was going to be the meat in that sandwich.
Guess what? The last place her cell phone pinged was Fred's house.
That motherfucker got a tiny dick. Black Shaggy, no. Black Shaggy watches the news.
In this day and age, you can't speculate about someone's sexuality.
When did this become about Tiny Dick Fred? Black Shaggy gonna call him TD from now on. TD, Tiny Dick. Not touchdown, Tiny Dick. That's right. Black Shaggy still got the equipment you need. We both know this is the only way your fat, dumb bitch ass is gonna get some. When you ready, you come see Black Shaggy. That's right. Dumb bitch.
Now, for the first time, you can own your very own Rings of Power. From the Celeborn Smiths, we'll be sending you one per season. Molded to appear forged in the fires of Mount Doom. Made from the finest cubic zirconium, plastic, and metal that isn't measurably radioactive and won't turn your fingers green. Probably. Much. These can now be yours for 5 easy payments of $39.99.99 Elvish runes. Act now. Supplies are limited, because once the Dark Lord Sauron takes over, they'll all be gone, and you'll be his slaves. And just remember,
there's a tempest in me,
whose fault this actually is.
and it will not be quelled.
From Lucasfilm, the company that has done more to destroy everything you love since your ex-wife got all your stuff in the divorce, comes the series that literally has no stakes because you know the main character has to live long enough just to die at the end of Rogue One. Andor. Meet Cassian Andor, the title character, a space immigrant who grew up on a Lord of the Flies mining planet, who now lives in a junkyard like Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, with a bootleg version of Wally who gets peed on by a space dog, pig thing, I'm not sure what this animal's supposed to be, and is now on the run after killing 2 guys. Watch as Cassian Andor is hunted by discount Kyle MacLachlan, who's the only American on this show, and for some reason he's been cast as the bad guy. Nice way to be subtle with your subtext there. Now, Cassian Andor must elude security forces by walking, strolling, sauntering, strutting, Ambulating. Yeah, I'm running out of synonyms for walking here. Can we get to something interesting, please? Then, after 2.5 episodes, there's finally some action, with a generic shootout in a garage, where pulleys take out more bad guys than the actual weapons do. You know, this show is about a guy who crosses the border illegally, murders 2 people, and is now running from the federales. Are you sure the Latino community wants to take ownership of this one? Diego Luna stars in the series that is ultimately completely pointless in Dead Man Walking. How is this Star Wars' prestige show? It's quite literally about nothing. At least Seinfeld was about a bunch of neurotic a-holes who were undateable in New York. That was at least something. This guy's just walking around for an hour and a half. Now streaming on Disney+. He was the galaxy's most feared and badass bounty hunter. That is, until he was bought by Disney. Now watch as he struggles with PTSD flashbacks and teaches a tribe of primitive natives to dance with sticks. You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in and you shake it all out. You do the hokey tokey and you turn yourself around. Hokey tokey? That's what it's all about. All because Kathleen Kennedy couldn't have 2 characters that were exactly the same. Especially after they repurposed the Boba Fett movie into The Mandalorian. Tamura Morrison returns to the role that he probably shouldn't have in Dances with Feet. Only on Disney+. I mean, I hope they're paying him well enough to put up with this kind of humiliation.
Like a panther. Yes? Maybe not.
Coming up on the CW, it's prom night, and love is in the air.
Until it's time to throw down!
Sam and Miguel share a tender moment.
But look who's crashing the party!
Watch as young couples share a romantic dance.
And fight! And dance fight!
Be sure to watch an extra special episode
of Kung Fu High Prom Night! Hey everybody, Thomas in the morning, Thomas in the morning, We got Rob Bartlett, we got Mike Bremen Sports, we got Thomas in the morning, we got Fred Hammer. We got Howard Stern in the afternoon, drive time home. We got Mike Bremen Sports, Russ Talsberg, Steve Summers. How you doing? Thomas in the morning, NBC, 66 WFAN. When did we become FAN? 1989, that's right. WNBC. I'm a son of one WNBC. WNBC. We're going to talk hockey. We're going to talk hockey. We're Russ Salzberg, Steve Summers, Schmoozer, Mike Bremen Sports. How you doing, everybody? How you doing, everybody? How's Donkey Kong, baby? How's your Donkey Kong? How's your Donkey Kong, baby? How is your Donkey Kong? And my microphone got turned down. How's Donkey Kong? Yes, Don Carlson. Yeah, saw Carlson. We saw this guy. Where is he? Cue up those damn clips.
You guys are so amazing.
How y'all doing? How much in the morning? How's everybody doing? Another Sunday, week 3 NFL. We got we got future headlines. People are starting to turn on J.J. Abrams, which is a good thing. We got all kinds of stuff. And I don't want to be a pinhead no more. I don't want to be a pinhead no more. So how's everybody doing? Sunday. Beautiful Sunday out there. Oh, God. We had another, and man, we got Mr. Khan coming. Mr. Khan is going to be coming up soon. We had another episode of AHSOKA. I think I may have finally figured out what's wrong. Listen, it's this thing here. It's a thing, I mean, let me see if we get the picture up. I don't think, listen, I don't think it's enough to say, oh, hey, we got it's, you need to watch certain other things here. But at the same time, AHSOKA is
Not in it.
well,
She's not in it.
she's not in it. Pretty much. I mean, yeah. I mean that's the first problem. Okay, she's not in it. Okay. Let me see what we got here. Hold on. Let me just bring up this image here, just as a reminder.
All about Sabina.
Yeah, it's all about Sabina, the teenage witch. Okay, listen. Are there incriminating photos on there? I better not. Hold on a second. Hold on. No, I guess got a bunch of like stuff, action figures, and hold on. Who are these people? Okay, well, you don't need to see those then. And why is it bringing up the bar here? I don't understand. Zoom to actual size. There we go. That's better. That's better. We can share that now better without you having to see my naughty photos. Naughty photos. Let me tell you something. That's better. Hey. We weren't supposed to talk. Those are supposed to be between me and you, okay, Holocron? Anyhow. One of the things that is fundamentally a problem. So I'm sitting there. So let's recap what happened in this episode. They go to the place there, the other planet, the other galaxy. They find Admiral Thrawn and the big dude who Bull from Night Court and Raging Karen have Sabina the teenage witch. They have her hostage or captive or something. And yeah, and I think as AHSOKA is literally in this show, in this episode, for I'd say about maybe a minute and a half. She's literally in it for a minute and a half. At the very beginning, then she disappears, and it's like then the rest of it's about Admiral Thrawn and Bull from Night Court and Raging Karen. So, yeah, AHSOKA has got, she's nowhere to be found. Sabina, the teenage bitch, is, she's got her little pixie cut. Hello, I'm so cute, my little pixie cut. Hi, everybody. Hi, Thrawn. How are you? Like, oh, wow. Like, we're in a total another galaxy. Oh, my. Maybe my bestie Ezra's here. Well, we're going to get to that, actually. We're going to get to that constant drowsing. It's good to have you with us.
I thought that was her boyfriend.
I don't know who he is. First, let's shout out to the chat, okay? We got Morbid Fury, couldn't hang around. Adam Wilkinson. We got Andrew Helm. We got Holocron Records. We got Andrew Helm and Phone Box Chicken. We got Constant Drowsiness. We got the other guy. So Sabina the teenage bitch is like, oh wow, like maybe my bestie Ezra is here, and Ezra is like sitting there. He's like, it was good living with you. It was good living with you. I guarantee you that's gonna say, if they have to leave him behind, Ezra, it was good living with you. Okay, so so Thrawn has got like a bunch of stormtroopers and a totally distressed ship, and the stormtroopers have their helmets being held together with duct tape, as they would. Hey, you know what? You're in another galaxy. You can't get replacement parts. So what do? And you got the one guy with the gold face, and you're like, whoa, okay, what's And Thrawn is like, Thrawn looks like Ralph Cramden. Okay, you got Ralph Cramden's waistline. True. Okay, this is this guy here now. I don't know. This No, it's the funny thing is, people are like, oh my god, that's so cool. That's so cool. That cat, like this guy, so like he's just another excuse for another action figure. I think Dave Filoni's I think he probably gets a cut of this. So where the heck is it? This guy. Dave Filoni's gonna get a cut of this. This guy looks like he's smelling a fart here. Hey, Thrawn, did you rip one? So this guy, how you doing? I'm Thrawn's going to say, A new galaxy with unlimited resources? Nah, break out the duct tape. So they turn Sabrina, the teenage bitch, loose. Oh yeah, we're gonna let you go. Okay. Why? Oh well, because you're gonna be stuck here for good. What difference does it make? Okay, that's one of the things that makes sense. So screw it, just let her go. She's gonna be stuck here. What more could she do? I probably would let her go too. Okay, and then she's confronted by the not sand people. And a bunch of Ninja Turtle guys actually help her out. I don't know. It looks like he's smelling a fart. See, the guy behind him's got gold paint on him. Look, he's got his armor's all cracked. Shit. Yeah, this big huge planet. She finds as for all that's a good point, Adam Wilson. He could be on the other side of the planet for all we know. He could be like on a different continent across an ocean on this planet. No, she finds him in about 10 minutes. Oh, hi, like Ezra. Remember me? It's your bestie, Sabine. I'm Sabina the T. Look, I got my hair cut just like you'd like it. And this guy, Ezra, they made him look like Moses. For some reason, or Moses or Jesus. I still don't understand. There's still one fundamental flaw, though. There's still one fundamental flaw in this series. And I'll tell you, hold on a second. Like I said, And this guy Ezra looks like such a stiff. Like this guy's supposed to be this big savior of the galaxy. This guy, seriously, this guy, him. He's supposed to be he is supposed to be the linchpin that's supposed to hold this story together. If I could call it the thing here. This doofus here. Oh, hey, like, wow, Sabina, what are you doing here? Like, I was like totally hanging out with my little rock buddies. And then you show up. OMG. That actually would have been interesting. That he had to adopt this other alter ego to survive. That would have been interesting. And so, OMG, Ezra, you're totally here. How are you? You're looking. I mean, why is he not emaciated? Why is his hair not longer? Why is his beard not longer? You think listen, they're obviously setting up a Jesus allegory, okay? He's going to be a space Jesus. We know that. Okay, but at the same time, you think he could have grew his hair out? Apparently, there's a supercuts on this planet. And ultimately, this all kind of leads back to it. And then pretty much the episode ends with zero kind of payoff. Zero. Oh yeah, wait till they see we've been working on. And these guys these little rock guys, these Ninja Turtle guys, got to pack up. And they got to move across wherever. Oh yeah, we're packing it up, boys. Here we go. And here is ultimately what we've kind of figured out about AHSOKA. That you have a bunch of characters who all know they all know each other, they all know their missions, they all know how they relate to each other. They all know what the stakes are. They all know what the consequences are. But there's one person or one group of people who don't know this, who don't know anything. And I'll give you a hint. It's none of the characters on screen. Now, this might seem like a nitpick, but it is a major problem, major narrative and structural problem of this series. Does anybody want to guess who doesn't know anything about any of these characters? Anybody in the chat? Nope. That actually, Luke, Han, and Leia. Listen, this series is about 30 years too late for that. Ding, 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 ding. Where's the winning bell? Do I have a winning bell sound? Do I have that? Fix wrong thing. Wrong, damn it. I want to have a winning bell sound effect. Of all the sound effects I need. Let me see. Winning bell. Here we go. Winning games. Is it? Let's see. That's it. Okay, that's it. That's exactly the sound effect I need. Damn it, but it's too late. The joke's already over. I gotta do it the hard way. Shit. Okay, come on. I'm going a long way for this sound effect here. Better appreciate it, people. Don't loop it. Yeah, okay, fine. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Well, anyway. The audience, correctamundo. Yay. Tell him what he's won, Johnny. I think, and we were discussing this earlier, what this series could really benefit from was an audience POV character. You have an audience POV character. It's a fairly common plot device in a lot of stories. You have an audience POV character that come in, and they're the ones that you have to explain everything to, but they are a surrogate for the audience. And I was watching Chris Gore, actually, and he brought up something very important. for all the people who say, well, Rebels. So if you like Rebels, that's fine. If you like Clone Wars, that's fine. I'm not making a judgment on that. But at the same time, Rebels started out with 1 million viewers on Disney XD. And by the time it ended its run, according to Chris Gore, it had fewer than 750,000 viewers. Now, 750,000 viewers, an audience 750,000 is not a lot in television terms. I mean, there are shows on cable, like reruns of South Park would get over 1 million viewers. It's Robbie Krieger playing the SG. Yes, exactly. If you go back and you watch A New Hope for the first time, like so you get more sense. The story is not about Luke, Han, and Leia. It's about the robots and how they relate to. It's about the droids and how they relate to Luke, Han, and Leia. The droids, they're telling you the story through their eyes. I still don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah. Well, that's another thing too. Dave Filoni is doing Dave Filoni's wrote this thing. Dave Filoni is not a good writer. Okay. He's writing things. He's assuming the audience knows what he knows, and we don't. And the other problem with this is there are huge problems with pacing in this series. Oh my God, it is unbelievable. There are gaps in the dialogue and gaps in the action, gaps in everything. Gaps in dialogue so big, so large, you can drive a truck through them. And what this whole thing about AHSOKA, I almost call it AHSOKA folding her arms and trying to look all stoic. Well, you can't see me. I'm folding my arms now.
Put your camera on.
Oh, let me see if the camera will get me here. It's this thing here where AHSOKA, hold on. Here, AHSOKA, she is, hold on, she does this thing where like says something and she goes, like she's like, that's supposed to be impressive. Like that's supposed to somehow, yeah, okay, you can just do this. You can just say, in slow motion. That's the whole series. That's the whole fucking series.
Drink coffee. You need coffee.
I need coffee. I need coffee. Hold on. That and drinking coffee. This is right. Hold on. Here. Hold the camera again. Ready? Here, hold the camera again. Okay, I'm gonna start the camera here. Hold on. Where's my buddy? Okay. My buddy, one step on my buddy. Okay. All right. This is ready. It's this. This is the whole series. Ready? Down a little bit. Down. Hold on. I got a big jowly neck, don't I? I have a very large neck. You can down a little bit. Pant down a little bit. All right. They're trying to make that her move. No, really. They're trying to make that her like, some people do the smell the fart acting. And she's doing like, oh, I'm drinking coffee. I'm being just no. Something has to happen between that. The pacing suffers from random episode. It does. There should be. Filoni's a good director. The thing is, he's barely written anything before Rebels. He is truly George's pupil in that regards. That is the whole show. Yeah, that is pretty much the whole show.
He's just copying George.
He's just copying. Well,
He's just a copy.
it's not that he's copying George.
He kind of is with the map and the.
Well, the thing is, listen, it relies too much on it relied too much on the MacGuffin. The map is the MacGuffin. Okay. Egg MacGuffin. The map is now gone. Okay, but listen, R2-D2 was the MacGuffin in Star Wars: A New Hope. Okay, but here's the problem. Okay, we don't know what happens if they find Thrawn. We know what happens if they find R2-D2. The rebellion is destroyed. Well, listen, I know what you mean. I know what you mean by that. But I really don't think I think this series really does suffer from a lack of, not so much a lack of stakes, but too much is implied. Far too much is just implied. I mean, you have, okay, well, Thrawn's coming back. Thrawn, okay, what about him? All right, what about Thrawn? Okay, what do you I mean, he's supposed to be this brilliant tactician. Show me how he's a brilliant tactician. Nothing is spelled out. Even there's that old saying, show, don't tell. We see in A New Hope what happens to a planet who dare cross the Death Star of the Empire. See what happens. What happens when people to step out of line? The planets go kaboom. Listen, I don't know if they deliberately made Thrawn look like Elon Musk, but he's got the body of Ralph Cramden. You might want to wear that belt a little lower there, buddy. We don't know what happens if Thrawn comes back. What's going to happen? What's the worst that could happen? He wasn't smart enough to figure out a way out of the neutral zone or whatever the frick it is. Should have had scenes, characters get information about Thrawn, either from characters says, yeah, or the Imperial Archives or something. Listen, okay, there is an anime series, Mobile Suit Gundam 0083, Stardust Memory. Okay. We have no idea what the stakes are. There may as well not be stakes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. What do Balin, Morgan, Thrawn, Shin want? We don't know what they want. We absolutely don't know what they want. And I said in one of my commercial parodies, at this rate, maybe the Empire should take over again. I don't know. Things seem to run better. Let me just contrast it for a minute here. There's like I said, there's the anime series Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory. Okay. What they do is even if you don't know anything about Gundam, you don't know anything about the 1 year war, you don't know anything about the Antarctic Treaty, you don't know anything about Side 3. You go in cold and you can still follow this. Okay. In the first 10 minutes, they show the white base. They show the ship. It's called White Base, the Albion. They show the Albion flying over the ocean, and there's a crew. There's a couple of people on board that never been to Earth before. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm marveling at the ocean. The waves, they change colors, and the sun reflects off of them. When are we going to pass over the city? We're over it now. And they're like, wait a minute, what? And the ocean you admire is where the city used to be after the colony was dropped on it. And then they show a flashback where one of the giant cylindrical colonies falls on Sydney, Australia, and it goes a hole in the earth 500 meters in diameter, 500 square kilometers in diameter. Is they call it the price of war, but it's too great a cost. That's what could happen if freaking there's a guy, the Nightmare of Solomon, the Nightmare of Solomon, the Nightmare. Okay, you know what? You get some, but you do get some sense of what could happen. In that, oh, hey, look, there was a city here. 3 million people were wiped out in one fell swoop. If the Xeon come back, something like that might happen again. Lars Mikkelsen voiced Thrawn in Rebels. He was cast 7 years ago. Him looking like Elon Musk is entirely coincidental. Yeah, I say he looks like Ralph Cramden, actually. Actually, how did the other bad guys other than Thrawn know about Sabine's name? Yeah, that's a good question. Again, sounds cool, Rob. I always want to see a Gundam franchise. I'll try this show when I get the chance. Yes, you can find it on YouTube. And it is fantastic. It's got some great characters. It's got a lot of great action. And again, setup, payoff. But then they throw it, not to beat it too much to death. They throw a twist in. They steal a Gundam with, not to give it away too much. They steal a Gundam with a nuclear warhead, but I'm not going to say too much. That's not really their goal. So yeah, so Gundam 0083, it's actually very easy to follow, even if you've never seen Gundam before. It actually does subverting your expectations correctly. But again, this is just a contrast, compare and contrast. You get a sense of stakes. You get a sense of consequences. You get all these people are converging, and all of them could meet in the same sphere, and all of their all their motives are pretty much central. The good guys, the good guys want to stop the Xeon. The Xeon want their freedom. The Xeon are right, but these guys are also right. What's the name of the anime show? What's your name? What's your name? The anime show. It's called Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory. And it sets up a couple other anime Gundam shows too. Okay, but anyway, like I said, we really do need some sort of sense of stakes. I don't know if we're going to get it. I think this is going to, I really do think episode 7, there's 2 more episodes to go in this deal. Okay, episode 7 is setting up for a big old pile of for episode 8. I don't see how they're going to pay this off. It's going to feel too rushed. That's the biggest problem. Padme tells Thrawn about AHSOKA and is told Anakin is her master. Why does he now not know? I have no idea. That's a good question. Well, those have been decanonized from what I know. I really think they're not going to be able to pay this off in 2 more episodes. I really do. I really do. This is not going to end well. And again, this also suffers from the big problem of having a series that the title character is not the main character. I don't think it's unfair to say that Leia was the main character of the Obi-Wan series. The main character sort of fades into the background. Okay, so all right, so I stand corrected on that. Disney does a really poor job of that. The main character doesn't always appear to be the main character in these shows. I don't want to call it a bait and switch, but at the same time, they don't seem to know how to structure a story around a particular character. Now, you can do a story where the main character is secondary. I've seen it done before. That's called third-person omission. And what you do is the main character, you see the main character through another person's eyes. Lone Ranger actually tried to do that. The 2011 movie Lone Ranger tried to do that with Johnny Depp. It failed miserably, but yeah. They're trying to sell Sabrina the Teenage Bitch as a Jedi Lorian. Oh God. Then there's something's gonna happen, and she's gonna have her Mary Sue moment. She's gonna have her Mary Sue moment, and it's just like, she's gonna levitate all the rocks, just like Ray did, and you're gonna go, oh, for God's sake, another one. I really do think this is going to be a catastrophe. The end of this is going to be a catastrophe. It really is. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But this is not going to turn out well. Okay, so that's enough of for AHSOKA today right now. I have some good news. Good news, everyone. Where do I have that? Good news, everyone. No, I don't. Damn it. Let me see. Do I have
voiceover guy? Just you do it yourself.
Good news, everyone, as Professor Farnsworth would say. People are starting to turn on Jughead Abrams. Hey, I got to take the good news where I can get it, okay? Okay, listen. This has been a long time coming. Yeah, this has been a long time coming, and finally, it's starting to happen, and not a moment too soon. There's a Star Wars book called Jedi vs. Sith that does what you were saying. It's told from the point of view of a Jedi, telling you the backstory of the galaxy. Yeah. So this article, listen, of all people, Collider turning on J.J. Abrams. The director's vision has always been somewhat bland. And the sad thing is, J.J. Abrams, he's not done yet. Supposedly he's got a reboot of Krull coming. We can only imagine what that's going to be like. But I found out something about him that I hadn't found out before. Recent cancellation with deal with Warner Brothers calls into question nature of Abrams' success as a storyteller in Hollywood, despite having multiple hits under his belt. But the thing is, he can't sustain it. He cannot sustain it. While Abrams showed marketing prowess with Lost, his lack of commitment to concluding the series exposed his limitations as a storyteller. Abrams' work on franchises like Mission Impossible, Star Trek, and Star Wars relied heavily on replicating past success and lacked originality, as seen in the disappointing Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. There was a brief moment when J.J. Abrams was the king of Hollywood. After essentially creating a new era of blockbuster television with Alias and Felicity and the unprecedented phenomenon Lost, Abrams turned his eyes to the film industry. He seemed to have a magic touch that could revive dying franchises. Abrams helped transform the Star Trek and Mission Impossible sagas into must-see properties once more. Did he, though? Yet, despite what looked like an unprecedented series of hits, Abrams' worst habits as a storyteller were exposed, revealing that his talents were limited to those of a hired hand. The recent cancellation of Abrams' development deal with Warner Brothers calls into question the nature of his success. How involved was Abrams in with the projects? That makes no sense. How involved was Abrams in with the projects? How involved in the projects was Abrams? Anyway, that's awkwardly worded. That he's been a part of. Is anyone really excited about new Jughead Abrams project anymore? Hey guys, try spell check. It's for free. It's built into your browser. It's built into a lot of stuff. It gives you grammar check. You can try Grammarly. That's free too, guys. It's impossible not to acknowledge that Abrams had a leg up in the industry that helped him on the road to success. Abrams grew up with parents who were already actively involved in the industry, offering him unparalleled insight into the business side of film production. Abrams's early spec scripts, Taking Care of Business, Regarding Henry, Gone Fishing, and Forever Young, weren't anything special, but he wrote Regarding Henry, but represented the sort of appealing spec ideas that could easily help a young writer make a name for themselves. Abrams was able to brand his own work before most young directors had ever been on a film set. Familial boost doesn't mean that the success of Abrams' early television work is all due to nepotism. Yeah, it kind of does. I mean, he wasn't having to worry about missing his shift at McDonald's. Abrams' early background in the industry helped him to understand what audiences look for in serialized storytelling. Alias combined all the intrigue and fanfare of a spy movie into a weekly episodic series. Similarly, Felicity had all the romantic expressionism of a cinematic romantic drama, but was simply told over an extended period of time. While these ideas weren't groundbreaking, Abrams helped shoehorn in his cinematic influences in order to suggest a great sense of prestige to his projects.
Shoehorn.
Well, we all kind of knew that he was just a self-promoter.
He's just a copy and paster just to go and see if he can have high and social quality.
Yeah, exactly. They don't say anything. Can't imagine Thrawn would let her go without a way to track her. That's intelligence 101. Yeah, you're right. I think I'm the only one. I think I'm the only one. Yeah, I think I'm the only one who remembers Gone Fishing. Lost exposed how truly gifted Abrams was as a marketer. Alongside co-creator Damon Lindelof, Abrams served as an executive producer on Lost and created fanfare about the mysteries at the heart of the blockbuster science fiction series that had dominated water cooler chats for the time being. Yet the idea was never Abrams. He was never really interested in concluding it. While opinions about Lost's finale remained split, Abrams had long since departed the show in a creative capacity. He certainly had the ambition to help bring an original idea like Lost to life, but he was less interested in helping give it a proper ending. Abrams had already moved on to more exciting new ideas, and this time they were on the big screen. They're going to give him a Hot Wheels movie? Oh, for fuck's sake. Abrams understands how to solidify reboots. Does he, though? Abrams was certainly an odd choice for the third entry in Mission Impossible series. The first two films couldn't have been more different. Brian De Palma was a classical new Hollywood filmmaker with an interest in horror and suspense, and John Woo wanted to push the series in a more exaggerated direction. Abrams returned the Mission Impossible series to what felt like the best possible version of a fairly standard mainstream action movie. He added more familiar elements to the saga, including a romantic partner for Ethan Hunt, funny side characters, and an insane villain. Mission Impossible 3 is a terrific blockbuster sequel, but it also erased the sort of erratic energy that had been so quintessential to the series before. His greatest legacy with Mission Impossible was establishing a core foundation for the series directors like Brad Bird and Christopher McQuarrie to improve upon. Same could be said of Abrams' work on both Star Trek and Star Wars. With both soft reboots, Abrams was able to steer both franchises back into familiar direction and present a charismatic batch of leads. He essentially viewed the first entry in a new franchise as a sort of pilot, not dissimilar from the ones he had developed early on in his career. Both 2009 Star Trek and The Force Awakens succeeded based on Abrams' association with figures within the franchise history. With Star Trek, he was able to restore Leonard Nimoy's interest in the series. And with The Force Awakens, he was given the assistance of legendary co-writer Lawrence Kasdan. Jughead Abrams' limited creativity exposed in his storytelling. That's right, yeah. Star Trek and The Force Awakens are two great movies, but Abrams' limitations as a storyteller were exposed with both films. Well, this first part of the article is building him up, and now it's going to tear him down, but they keep making excuses for him. When asked where to take his new Star Trek crew next, Abrams' only idea was to replicate the prior success of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, with 2013's Star Trek Into Darkness. Similarly, Abrams was able to grapple with more ambitious direction that Ryan Jughead Johnson had taken Star Wars sequel with Star Wars The Last Jedi. His solution, retconning the previous film in order to provide a safe, jumbled mess with Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, felt like a desperate attempt to give a small minority of vocal haters what they wanted. And we're blaming the audience. We shouldn't have to get to blaming the audience, don't we? We have to get to blaming the audience because obviously it's all our fault. Why can't you just sit there and be grateful you have some new Star Wars? Because it sucks. Because it sucks. It's not good. It's not good. It sucks. And you suck. That's why. The absolute creative bankruptcy of Rise of Skywalker showed Abrams' inability to bring new ideas to the table. Did audiences want to see Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost? Abrams put it in there, no questions asked. People were disappointed with Snoke. Abrams brought back Emperor Palpatine and McDermott, even though it made no logical sense to do so. Did a small minority of trolls take issue with the character of Rose Tico, Kelly Marie Tran? Abrams pushed her into the background. The Rise of Skywalker showed that Abrams didn't seem to have any understanding of the ideas that he essentially pitched in the first place. It's the audience's fault. Oh, poor J.J. Abrams. The big bad audience was too much for you. The cancellation of Abrams' latest creative deal isn't surprising, given the complex nature of the industry. Industry deals with writers and producers in the midst of the strike. It makes sense that Abrams' creative blank check would have to be put on hold. Yet Abrams' success has always been limited to the talented people around him, and thus his name itself has little value. This proposed deal sounded a lot like an Abrams project. It started off exciting, but time only showed how really hollow it was. Yeah, but I'm getting the sense that you're just making excuses for him, though. You're kind of making excuses for him at the same time. Well, you gotta maintain that sweet access. Don't like the MI films as the TV series was about intricate plan where different characters use their skills. Films are all about Tom Cruise. Yeah. Small minority of trolls. Yeah, right. Go away. Small minority of trolls. The movie made half of what the first movie made. You left $1 billion on the table, you idiots. The last Star Wars movie, it should have made $4 billion. That's right. Do you think his chore's dead now? Dead or no? I'm not sure what that means. Okay, well, Jughead Abrams is the ship is sinking fast. Let's go on to. Do we have any more news? Any more news?
Animal news?
We're gonna do animal news. Yeah, I found a good.
Any more news? Does short tracks?
Oh, the very short. I talked about those at length. The short trip. Listen.
Writer strike.
Writer strike. Oh, the writer strike. There's only. Hold on. Let me just play the bumper before I go to. Anymore. Hold on. Just a quick update.
Strike, 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 strike.
Now, supposedly they are back at the table today. They're trying to hammer out a deal. We don't know. I don't know if there's anything new to report, new to say. Let me take a look quick here. The biggest sticking point is the writer's room. That supposedly is the writer's room. The studios sent their final offer. Allegedly, what was their final offer? to the writers. They are turning on each other as the day ends in Y. Yes, you're not incorrect. Supposedly, like I said, supposedly they're working on a deal. I don't know how accurate that is. I think the studios really thought that this wasn't going to last this long. I really do think that they thought this was going to I really do think they believe this wasn't going to last very long. Oh yeah, we'll break them and then they'll come crawling back and they'll give them a shit deal and they'll just accept it, take it or leave it. And I keep saying, listen, you kind of have to be on the side of labor on this one. Because if they break the union here, then the CEOs are going to try to break the auto workers union. We've been seeing that we've been seeing all over the place that any union, any Starbucks unions are trying to get better deals from them, and the CEO has been shutting down Starbucks rather than paying them living wages. I have news. Wales in the Rugby World Cup quarterfinals after a 40-6 win over Australia. Well, go Wales. Female rugby. Are they going to rip each other's shirts off?
I'm listening to Jim Morrison talk about the DJs staying up for 7 days by taking pills, doing electronic music like Electric Daisy.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
remember how he died in 1971?
Oh yeah,
well,
big fat dead guy in a bathtub. Yeah,
he saw the future though. He's a time traveler. Huh?
I know he's a time traveler. You told me that.
Confirmed.
So okay, so they're trying to hammer out a deal here. I don't know, but again, you have to be on the side of labor because these guys, these CEOs, listen. If they break the union here, they're going to try to break the union everywhere. The United Auto Workers, the same. You know, everybody else.
Well, maybe we need to collapse the economy once and for all.
No, you need to put power back in the workers' hands because you have a handful of oligarchs running everything.
Bastille Day, though. Maybe they need to collapse it all at once and everybody gang up on Bastille Day.
That's true.
What would that do?
That would be bad for them, and they want to avoid that. And
you'd think they would, but they
there was that
don't seem to understand
guy. There was that guy from Australia. He actually said the quiet part out loud. We need workers to experience pain to make them grateful that they have us. Not that we have. Not the other way around. We need to make them grateful that they have jobs. Like George Carlin used to say, you have the rich people that have all the money. You have the middle class that does most. You have the most of the work, has a little bit of the money. Then you have the poor that are there to scare the shit out of the middle class. So, all right. So anyway, so like I said, so we gotta be pulling for the union here. Okay, look for the union label. All right, let's go to animal news. We got animal news again. No sad animal news. Animal news. Animal news. Gotta get that animal news. Animal news. Animal news. Gotta get that animal news. Yeah, that guy. That massive see you next Tuesday. Yeah. So, all right. So we got some animal news. No sad animal news. Remember, no sad animal news. We like happy animal news or funny animal news. Well, I got a funny story here. Bears raid Krispy Kreme donut van making deliveries on Alaska military base. There you go. Bears go nuts for donuts in raid on Krispy Kreme van. The bears chomped on donut holes and other pastries, ignoring the banging on the side of the van that was aimed at shooing them away. So they're banging on the van and people are trying to shoo them away. Joint Base Elmendorf, Richardson, Alaska. 2 bears on an Alaska military base raided a Krispy Kreme donut van that was stopped outside a convenience store during its delivery route. The driver usually left his doors open when he stopped at the store, but this time a sow and one of her cubs that loiter nearby sauntered inside, where they stayed for probably 20 minutes Tuesday morning. And Shelley Dino, the store manager for the Joint Base Elmendorf Richardson JMM Express, says the bears chomped on donut holes and other pastries, ignoring the banging on the sides of the van that was aimed at shooing them away, Dino said. I was beating on the van, and they're not moving. I could hear them breaking open packages and everything, she said. I was like, they don't even care. When the bears could not be roused, base security was called and sounded sirens meant to scare them away, she said. The bears eventually came out and wandered in front of the convenience store and gas station a bit before heading into the woods. It's not unusual to see bears on a base or around the store, but nothing like this has happened before, Dino said, adding that the delivery driver now closes his doors when he stops at the shop. We're cautious when we come in, when we leave. We take out garbage. We do it in pairs, especially if it's dark, she said. Captain Lexi Smith, a spokesperson for the base, said authorities on base are aware of this and other wildlife situations throughout the past several months. We urge the public to use caution and to ensure that you are protecting our wildlife and yourselves. Wildlife may be our neighbor, but they should not be attracted to our human food sources, she said in an email. So there's the bears. There's the bears having a good old time with their Krispy Kreme donuts. And there's a Krispy Kreme employee. And let's see.
I didn't believe it. I was like really astonished.
Delivery driver reported
there's the delivery driver.
Bears were in the back of his van.
There's no way that bears are in the back of the van. Like,
oh yes, there's a way the bears are back in the van. They're looking for your picnic basket.
Bears. And then I was like, okay, well, how do we solve this?
The driver.
Well, you solve it by closing the door.
Had left the van briefly unattended as he made a regular delivery to an express store on J-Bear. What he didn't know is that
there's the bear. Yeah, there, boo-boo. Yeah, he's a cutie.
Mama black bear and her cubs were regular customers outside the store. And that morning, they were on the prowl for something sweet to eat.
She was happy because she'd been looking for garbage.
Base store manager Shelley Diano heard
Elmendorf, which is in Boniface Gate. There's the Krispy Kreme.
At the Krispy Kreme store in Muldoon, store manager Candace Sargent got an unusual call.
And for me, I didn't believe it.
Yeah, well, believe it. It's bears. They want your donuts. Bears love donuts. They love anything sweet. They don't call it the bear necessities for nothing. Guess Yogi wanted some sugar.
I was like really astonished.
I don't think they have
delivery driver reported bears were in the back of his van.
There's no way that bears are in the back of the van. Like you would think donuts and bears. And then I was like, okay, well, how do we solve this?
The driver had left the van and quickly realized what
she was happy because she'd been looking for garbage.
Base store manager Shelley Diano heard noises coming from the van.
You hear munching and crunching. Dum, 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 dum.
Quickly realized what was happening.
I said, he's in the van.
And
then the little cub followed and went inside the van, and then they just started eating the donuts.
Diano
started eating the donuts.
The hungry bears.
There you go. Well, like I said, no.
You could hear them like breaking open the packages. We were trying to beat on the van, but they just kept eating all the donuts.
There you go.
They ate 20
You're going to town on donuts. You're gonna have a bellyache tomorrow.
And then I believe 6 packages of the 3-pack chocolate donuts they did.
The experiences led the Krispy Kreme.
Okay, so Krispy Kreme, popular with bears in Alaska. So apparently, Krispy Kreme is
a good way to protect their product, but not such good news for bears in search of a tasty treat.
So Krispy Kreme, popular with bears in Alaska. There you go. All right, so now We have our animal news. And they could have been. No, that's a good idea, actually. Somebody call Hanna-Barbera. So now's the time of the show where we do future headlines. Now, as we all know, news breaks pretty fast. And news travels fast. Sometimes so fast we can't keep up with it, which is why I have subscribed to a special news service that sends me headlines from the near future. Could be a couple days, could be a couple months, couple weeks, couple years. But the important thing is you are seeing these headlines first in a segment that I like to call Future Headlines. So let's go, Future Headlines. First headline. New polling indicates people are already sick of Christmas music. A new poll by the Kaiser Foundation released this week says that most Americans are already sick of Christmas music, despite the holiday being months away. The study revealed that most Americans want to wait until after Thanksgiving to get their jingle bells on. So there's our first future headline. Second future headline. Comedians are no longer funny. Comedians are no longer funny. Dying is easy and comedy is apparently harder than ever. At the famous New York venue, the Gotham Comedy Club, the silence was deafening as the entire bill of comedians that night bombed and not a single laugh was heard. Club owner Steve Mazzilli said that after the Nightmare show, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, one comic bombing is not unusual, but all four? I guess comedy really is dead now. One audience member who came to the show who refused to be identified said, these guys just come out and they say, I can't believe how stupid people are. Am I right? The brick wall got more laughs between sets. So there's our second future headline. And finally, our future headline. Shocker. Jim Morrison is alive and the father of noted YouTuber Mecha Random. In a bizarre twist, legendary Doors rocker Jim Morrison is alive and not so well and living in a seclusion in Pahrump, Nevada. In a further twist, DNA tests have revealed that he's the biological father of noted YouTuber who goes by the handle Mecha Random 42. The now elderly singer said in his first interview since being declared dead, hey man, it was the 70s, all right? Like I wanted to live outside of Vegas. Actually, yeah, I did, man. But I swear I couldn't help it. She was royalty. And I was really high, man. So there you go. There's our future headlines. So there's our future headlines. And now we are going to go to wrap up. We're going to wrap up the show with week 3 NFL scores. My team has already played and they lost. But we're going to go through the rest of the league here. Hockey? We're going to go, well, let's look at the transaction wire. Hold on. We'll bring up the transaction wire.
You watch hockey? Did you talk about hockey?
Yeah, well, yeah. We've been going to the Vegas Golden Knights training camp, which actually been a lot of fun. We get to see the guys actually we can see the guys do stuff. So, which is actually really cool. So, okay, so we're going to go week 3 scores. Week 3 scores, NFL. The Giants losing to the 49ers on Thursday night, 30-12. Lions over the Falcons, 20-6. Chargers over the Vikings, 28-24. Packers over the Saints, 18-17. The Jaguars losing to the Texans, 37-17. Dolphins, this can't be right. Dolphins over the Broncos, 70-10. It's a scoring explosion by the Dolphins. Titans over the Browns. Titans losing to the Browns, 27-3. The Bills over the Washington collective of people engaging like in football-like activities, 37-3. Colts over the Ravens, 22-19. Jets losing to the Patriots, 15-10. Panthers trailing the Seahawks, 29-20. 4:58 to go. Panthers have the ball in the fourth quarter. Chiefs over the Bears, 41-10, with the Chiefs having the ball at the 2-minute warning. The Cardinals up on the Cowboys, 28-16, with the Cardinals have the ball with 2:44 in the fourth quarter. The late game tonight, the Raiders take on the Steelers. The Eagles take on the Buccaneers on Monday night, and the Rams also taking on the Bengals in your other Monday night matchup. The Thursday game is the Packers at the Lions. That's it, everybody. Now let's check the transaction wire. We're just going to check the NHL transaction wire because somebody's insisted on it. The transaction wire. So, okay, we have today Olaf Lindblom of the Rangers sent to the minors in Hartford. Max McHugh released. Seth Barton released. Zach Berzola released. Nate Schnarr released. Adam Clendening invited training camp. So there we go. There's our transactions for today and yesterday. Everyone. Thank you for joining me. Kermit Frog, Adam Wilkinson, Senior Sticks, Anthony Way, the other guy, Phonebox Chicken, the other guy there, Holocron Records, this guy here. There's a lot of the same names here. Andrew Helm, this guy, Adam Wilkinson. I said him already. Holocron Records, said him. Holocron Records already. The other dude, Morbid Fury, who could not be here with us, but he is taking care of a few things. The other guy is Constant Drowsiness. Thank you. Mad Pirate is here. Thank you very much, everybody. Everybody. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Have a good day. Have a good week. Have a good tomorrow. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Everybody, take care of yourselves and each other. No drinking, no driving. We want to catch you back here next week. Everybody, have a good one. And as always, we will. What will we do? What are we going to do? We're going to catch you next time.